My guest today once completely lost her memory. She didn't even know her own name. Stay tuned for the rest of the story.
He's a Florida witch with something to say. Your friendly old sage with a teddy bear face. The Alexian Show. The magic's on its way. He's all set to play, so let's not delay. Welcome to Alexian Show.
Merry meet. I'm Alexian, and joining me today, as always, is my lovely co-host, Draken. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good.
The cold has passed.
Thankfully.
I saw the greatest meme on Facebook. It was hysterical. You know, Elsa from that Disney show where she's like the
Frozen.
Snow Queen. Yeah, Frozen.
Yeah.
That's the name, Frozen.
Yeah.
It was a cop here in Florida arresting Elsa. And they're like, it's okay, everyone. I got her. Florida should be back to normal soon. I thought that was hysterical. And because we had temperatures down in the 20s here. Like, it's really sad. My yard is brown.
Oh.
Brown. Dead. It's horrible. Victor's freaking out. Half the plants in the yard are dead.
Were you able to keep it warm in the room with the orchids?
Oh, yeah. The babies are safe and sound. They were all tucked in. We use insulated paneling on the side. And then we run frost cloth on the top of the porch. They're in the screened-in porch area. So that was all enclosed with a big heater running the whole time. So anytime it dropped below 50, the heaters kicked on and kept it above 50. And kind of more like 55 the whole time. I was surprised they kept up with the 20s. But yeah, it did a good job. And the orchids are actually all starting to bud and bloom right now. So at least the orchids are still alive. We'll see what happens with the rest of the plantage out there. But yeah. Can you believe it? Show 25.
I mean, yes and no. It's one of those things where it's like it just started, but also it's been going forever. So
we're over 2 years now. Over 2 years. Yeah.
It's amazing.
I've said this already before, but I thought I'd bring it up. Besides preparing to retire from teaching live music lessons in just 1 month, April 1st, I stopped teaching live music lessons one-on-one, trading hours for dollars. I'm also working hard on new chants and spell songs in my Chant of the Month Club. And that's that. And the last song out was called The Balance Chant, which I actually got some really good feedback from several people. One of them being my niece who lives in California. And she said that it helped her sleep through the night for the first time in a long time. But what she did is she put it on a loop and she listened to it all night long. And it calmed and centered her because it's kind of meditative, And so that's really cool when I hear back from people about how it affects their lives and it makes it all worthwhile, all the work. But now I'm working on the newest chant, which is called We Call on Thee, which is actually really intense and powerful invocation of the gods and goddesses, like many different gods and goddesses. I wrote into kind of like a rap almost, but it's sung. It's not spoken. Because more than anything, the world needs the gods. We need to find peace and balance and harmony, right? So anyway, if you're interested in any of my Chant of the Month Club songs, you can check that out at alexianmusic.com/chant, right? At the very least, go to my website at alexianmusic.com, and at the top right corner, you'll see a box that says Get Per. Now,
Mhm.
Per is the name I call my email list. So you're just getting on my list so that you can, stay informed. And you'll want to do that now if you're not on my list, because this has nothing to do with the Chant of the Month Club. I
Mhm.
actually have a new single coming out for Earth Day. It's been
Yeah.
quite a while since I released a new single. And that song is called Scream with an exclamation point. Scream.
Mhm.
And that will be streaming everywhere, even on Spotify. But those on the email list will be the first to know when it drops, along with a few other surprises that go along with the release if you're on the email list. So get on my email list, people. I'll also be creating new music education courses, and that all starts to manifest after April 1st, like I said, when I
Yeah.
stop teaching. So
Yeah.
there you go.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I'm like making big time changes in my life. It's
Yeah.
really exciting, and April 4th, I turned 60.
Mhm.
60. Can't
See,
believe
that's
it.
crazy. My daughter just turned 39, and I was like, I'm only 40.
Like, what?
How does this happen?
What?
I know. But yeah,
My-
I'll be 60 in October, so we are right there together. And also learned I'm a fire horse.
Huh, me
Yeah.
too.
It's
I'm a
exciting.
horse.
This is our year.
This is our year.
Yeah. So
I bought Victor for Yule a coffee cup that says I'm 29 plus plus, bitch. And then it
yeah.
has like the finger on it,
Yeah. Yeah.
He loves that cup. He uses it constantly.
Yeah. Well, he's
Hey,
another one that is perpetually young.
yeah, we are. We like to
Yeah.
have our fun. If you are listening and you don't have time to watch right now, why not listen on your drive or while you're cooking or even in the shower? It's a great way to fit us into your day. And as usual, Draken, I have some analytics to share.
Share it up.
As of this morning, we gained another 5,000 subscribers here on YouTube. And that's since last time, right? This
Yeah.
brings the total to over 34,198 subscribers. It's insane. So coming in the number one spot for viewers actually watching, it was India again. Thank you so much, India.
Mhm.
I love it.
Yes, thank you.
And the United States came in second, of course.
Mhm.
And
Right.
then coming up third was the United Kingdom. So we appreciate you all. Thank you so much for supporting the show. And because you are watching right now, let us know where you're watching from. Drop it in the YouTube comments now.
Yeah.
If you've tuned in late, don't forget to hit the live button near the volume to stay in real time to win those prizes. You have to be live with us, not buffered 20 minutes behind us, live with us. There's a little button by the volume that says live. If you just click it, it'll bring you right up. You can always go back and watch the beginning of the show later, right?
Right.
I must take a moment to also congratulate Stephanie, who won last month's Arcane Treasures Giveaway. Congrats, Stephanie.
Yep.
Enjoy your treasures. So how's the chat looking?
Well, Natasha is here with us, and
Yay, Natasha.
She says, love you.
Oh, we love you too.
Love you too.
Awesome.
And she's in Temple Hills, Maryland, which I'm actually headed out that way next week. I get to spend another week with my grandkids. So
gonna go see the babies.
Yeah. So
look at that smile on your face. You're excited. I can tell.
Oh gosh.
That's awesome.
Why do I have to live so far away and have like a job and a life and stuff?
Anyway. So if you're enjoying the show, it would mean the world to me. It really would. If you would hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so that you're notified of future shows. And while you're at it, be a helper. Share the channel with your like-minded friends. Remember, this is an interactive show. Our guest is coming on right away. Type your questions into the YouTube chat and we'll get them answered later.
Yes.
Okay.
And a reminder, if you're just joining us, please hit the live button.
Yes, the live button. It's important.
Yeah.
All right. Let's bring on our guest.
All right.
It's time for Enchanted Verse.
Sydney Michael is a multifaceted powerhouse vocalist and songwriter whose voice blends sacred intention with deep emotional resonance, not residence, that is rooted in jazz, rock, and spiritual expression. Hailing from the musical melting pot of Kansas City, she brings heart and depth to every song she shares, and her work has touched pagan and spiritual communities far and wide. Everyone, please welcome Sydney Michael to the show.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Alexian.
Hey, welcome, welcome. How are you doing today?
Not too terrible. We've got our first thunderstorm of the year here in Kansas, and I'm loving it.
Ah, nice. Nice. How warm is it there in Kansas?
Today's actually pretty cold. It's in the 30s here. Yesterday was beautiful. It was 70 degrees. Mother Nature's off her meds again. So
that's par for the course for Missouri / Kansas, the Midwest. You know, one day it's this, one day it's like, you don't like the weather. Wait a minute, you know.
Yep.
I'm on my coffee. I'm like all buzzed. Did you notice my mug?
Oh, that is so cool.
It's Andorra.
I love it.
I love my Andorra mug. Yes. I love collecting coffee mugs. It's a silly little thing. We met on the Red album.
Yes, we did.
How did you become a part of that project?
Well, it's kind of like I stumbled into it because I was at PSG the day and I was at the morning meeting when they announced that Roe v. Wade had fallen.
Oh.
And everyone who was there felt the wave of grief and rage and hurt just sweep through the entire camp. And later that day, I couldn't stop thinking all day long, we got to do something. We got to do something. We got to do something. And I was planning to go to the songwriters workshop that afternoon. And I walk into the songwriters workshop and there's Elaine and a couple other people. And I'm like, I think we need an album, like the Green album. And we all looked at each other.
Oh, you're the one that suggested it.
Yeah.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah. And we all looked at each other and was like, we need to do an album. And it just snowballed from there.
Right place at the right time, for creativity to sprout.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. So what do you remember about the time that you spent with all of us and that community? What's your couple of memories that pop out?
It was a great experience in so many ways, making a whole bunch of new friends and getting to know everybody through the Red album. And it was also really stressful. Putting together an album like that is always a very stressful experience, especially I will never be able to thank Elaine enough for everything she did, herding all of the cats in that album. That was a monumental task, and she handled it beautifully.
She was our mama bear.
Yes, she was.
She kept us in order and in line, but with kindness and patience.
Mm-hmm.
Is a good word.
Yeah. And for me in particular, having always I've never really been part of a, community of musicians. It's always been more, I'm kind of the odd duck. I'm a musician and, I do what I do, and I haven't really interacted with community much. So it was kind of amazing to, be able to, collaborate, connect and collaborate and work with some really amazingly talented people. So it
Yeah,
was a rough time. It was a stressful time. We were all freaking out, but it was also beautiful. And what we've managed to accomplish with that album is amazing.
it is. It's taken on a life of its own for sure.
Yeah.
Um, I understand what you mean when you say that you're kind of a loner, because I don't have a band. I've never had a band. I'm a solo musician, and you kind of have to do everything yourself and figure it out all alone. But one of the things that actually last night, okay, under the planetary alignment, under the full moon in Leo,
Mm-hmm.
courage, right? I made a pact with the gods and my coven that I was going to get out and start performing more and making connection more with community as well, right? It's one of my things for this year. It's my thing for this year is to double down on music production and performing and getting out and connecting with the community again. I used to do it, but I haven't done it in decades, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Just one or two here and there, but not like all the time. So I'm looking forward to doing that. And you'll find, as I'm sure you already have, that when you do connect with the pagan community, that everybody's very supportive and tries to help out in any way they can.
That is absolutely what I've found.
Yeah. Yeah.
And go you for getting back into it.
Oh, honey, get out the way, because here comes Alexian. You have
Absolutely.
no idea what I got planned. Lots of things in the melting pot. No, we all get to go together. All right. So I have a slide of you in Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
And I know exactly where you are in this picture. I'll let you talk about it first.
That was actually from a photo shoot with my original band, the Crossroad Convergence. And we decided to go up to the World War I Memorial, Liberty Memorial, and take the pictures from up at on the overlook. There's this specific view when you're on the overlook, you look out and you can see the downtown skyline. And
It's
so
beautiful.
we loved it. We took all kinds of pictures up there around the memorial, and it was a whole lot of fun. And yeah, that's one of my favorite shots from that photo shoot.
Yeah. And right there, just at your hat level, is the old train station.
Yep.
The
Union Station.
Union Station. And it's now a science museum, which is really cool that they utilized the space, for something else and kept it alive.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I have very fond memories of that place, even exactly where you're standing on that spot, because back in the 80s, we're talking like 86, 87, I used to sing and dance at Worlds of Fun, the theme park in Kansas City, Missouri. And we were the night cast, and we would get done at 10 p.m. And we would go, some of, like my dresser and some of the other cast members, we would go up to the memorial and hang out late at night, maybe have a beer, and think, kids.
So that was y'all raising
hanging
that
out
at Liberty Memorial.
Okay. And I'll just say, because it's the largest phallic symbol probably within 100 miles, there's a lot of gay people that used to hang out up there. I don't know if that's still true or not.
Yes, it is still true.
But there's a long drive. You can't see it from this picture, but there's a long drive that you come in. I mean, long.
Yep.
And then it turns around right in front of the memorial and goes all the way back.
Mm-hmm.
We used to call it the mall.
Mm-hmm.
Because,
it is still called the mall.
Oh, is it?
Yes,
Because you
it
could go
is.
shopping for a date. Not that I ever did that, but we used to hang out.
Fun fact, it is still called the mall. Well, there's less of that reason because we actually have some legit gay bars and such. There's actually a whole LGBTQ social scene in KCMO now. But it was originally called the mall because it was historically meant to reflect the National Mall in DC.
Well, that was not the connotation it had when in the 80s when I
Oh
was
no,
there.
I remember this. I was a child at the time, but I remember hearing stories of this
It
because
was funny. It was
I was a
fun.
figure skater back then.
Oh, wow.
And I had, I was surrounded by, coaches and skaters and choreographers and whatnot who were all in the LGBT community. And so, yeah, I heard all the stories. Probably some stories I shouldn't have heard as, an 8, 9, 10-year-old, but, it was fun.
I was the young, naive, innocent boy from the farm hanging out with his friends from the city in Kansas City up at the mall. That was literally what happened. And when I say naive, I am not joking. I was so naive. I grew up rapidly in Boston when I went to Berkeley. I learned all about city life, but good times. Good
Yeah.
times. I have very, very warm memories about that place and hanging with friends late at night up there until like 1 or 2 in the morning. Yeah.
You remember going down to Westport?
Oh yeah. Always went down to Westport. There was a little what was it called? Started with an S. It was an ice cream shop. And they had the best milkshakes, and I used to go down there and get milkshakes all the time.
Yeah. Do you remember It's a Beautiful Day?
I do not.
The little hippie shop up by 39th and Broadway. Okay. So there's a little hippie shop. We used to call it a head shop, even though it wasn't actually a head shop. It was a hippie shop.
Okay.
Up at 39th and Broadway. It's actually not far from where Aquarius Books ended up landing.
Gotcha.
And when I was a teenager, I used to romp around Westport and ended up hanging out at It's a Beautiful Day because they had all the cool stuff. They had the incense and the tie-dye stuff and the hacky sacks and all the things that were hippie culture in the 90s. And I ended up actually writing one of the last songs I wrote with the Crossroad Convergence was a song about It's a Beautiful Day.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah. So that one, we didn't get around to recording that, but I think I will get around to recording it at some point.
Nice. Well, let me know when it's out, and I would love to hear it.
Will do.
Speaking of music, how and when did you first get started in music when you were little?
Well, my mother was a professional piano teacher.
Oh.
She had retired from teaching by the time I came along. But she made sure to teach all 3 of us kids, myself and my 2 older siblings.
Oh, wow.
And so I was sitting in front of a piano about the time as soon as I could reach the keys. I didn't even have to reach the pedals. As soon as I could reach the keys, Mom would do the pedals for me when I was that little until I could reach them. So I was playing piano as long as I could remember. And I was a bit of a high energy kid. So Daddy was looking for ways to occupy me that would keep me out of trouble. And I'm sure he would joke if he were here that he made the mistake of taking me to an ice rink when I was 3. And I fell in love.
You fell in love with the ice skating.
Absolutely fell in love with ice skating because it was athletic, it was dancing, it was music, and it felt like flying.
Yeah.
And
I could see that.
Yeah. That was home base for many, many years when I was growing up. And it also totally enabled my neurodivergent need to listen to the same song over and over and over and over and over again, because you had to cut your own music. You had to cut your music for your programs. You had to choreograph your programs. You had to skate to your programs every freaking day. And so I was completely immersed in, back then you weren't allowed to skate to vocal tracks except for exhibitions. For competitions,
Really?
You had to have instrumental.
Huh.
So I was buried in classical music and operas and movie soundtracks and musicals and this and that and the other thing. And so all of that fed into what I was playing on the piano. And as soon as I got into school, I got into choir. And because I went to a parochial school, I went to Lutheran school. As soon as you can talk, they put you in choir. So kindergarten, first grade, I started choirs, and it's like, oh, this is fun. I like singing. And eventually I lost patience with playing the piano, because having your mom for a teacher is a challenge.
No doubt.
Mm-hmm. And so I lost patience with the piano. I also took up clarinet for a while. But singing stuck with me.
That's so cool. When did you get your first band experience? When did that start happening?
My first casual sort of band experience after high school graduation, my parents sent me to, okay, let me back up for a second. Are we talking classical band, like marching band, or are we talking like rock band?
Like rock band.
Okay, yeah.
Like band.
Right, yeah. Got it. That's what I thought. So after high school, as a graduation present, my parents paid my admission to the Young Writers Workshop at the University of Virginia in the songwriting program.
Nice.
And so I spent 3 weeks in Charlottesville, Virginia, at the University of Virginia campus, surrounded by 100 or so other equally vibrant and off-ball weirdos of all sorts and shapes and sizes. And
beautiful area, by the way, Charlottesville.
Oh, it is gorgeous. It is
gorgeous up in there.
Love it so much. And it was hands down the best summer of my life. And it was life-changing, because I went from, in high school they called me the opera ghost, because I would hide in the backstage wings and sing.
Aww.
And sing to myself, because I was the kid who got picked on and bullied. So that was where I would go to hide, and I would sing to myself. And I got dubbed the opera ghost because I was obsessed. I may or may not have been obsessed with Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, I love Phantom.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I skated to it in probably 1988, to the overtures and whatnot, and fell in love with it, and was obsessed with it from the word go. I'm sure my parents loved that I would wake up every morning before going to the ice rink at 4:30 in the morning and warm up my voice with the entire first act of Phantom of the Opera.
Isn't it amazing how one little event in your life just changes the trajectory of your entire life?
Yep.
Like I have those stories too. That is so cool.
But to get back to the band thing.
Yeah.
At the end of the workshop, it was a 3-week workshop. They were doing a concert for the songwriters. Songwriters always put on a concert at the end. And that was my first experience with a full band. Somehow in 3 weeks, we managed to write enough songs to record an album.
Wow.
On an 8-track. Mind you, this was 1996, and we're recording on 8-track.
I love that.
We recorded an album on 8-track and put on a full concert with a full band.
Wow.
I was cool. Having always been the odd kid out, the weirdo who hides in the wings and whatnot. I was rather stunned after that concert when people were bringing me their lit mags and asking for my autograph.
Hey.
I was like, okay.
If it's deserved, it's deserved.
So yeah, that was my first experience with a band. And
so you already answered my next question, which was, when was your first recording?
Yeah.
So it all happened in that one experience. How cool is that? How old were you?
I was 17.
Oh, man.
I still have those
great experience at 17, especially, that was impressionable age. Wow.
Yep.
That
it
is
definitely
cool.
stuck with me.
Of course it did. Of course it did. So, we, talked a little bit before the show today. Tell us how you met your husband.
Okay, I am going to put a cliche warning on here. Because we were literally that make eye contact across a crowded room at a party thing.
Aw.
We were at a Halloween party in the dorms. I was at KU, and he was at KU. He was actually living in an apartment off campus, but came back for the party. And we kind of, I was not in a great place because I had just broken up with my high school boyfriend, and all the freshman year college drama.
Wah, wah.
And I had walked in, and this is actually important to the story later. I had dressed up as Death in a Cocktail Dress because
Of course you did.
So full disclosure, I was scrambling for a costume because nobody told me I was going to need a Halloween costume. So I just threw on a black cocktail dress, my Liz Claiborne heels, my a piece of black fabric that passed for a veil, held on with a headband I found in my closet, and somebody gave me a toy scythe. And that was my costume. And I walk in, and I'm mingling with a few people and chit-chatting and dancing and whatever else, and I spot this guy across the room dressed as a ninja. Why my eyes decided that I needed to pick a ninja wearing all black and a ski mask out of the crowd, I have no idea. But it just caught there for a second. And being barely I had just turned 18. I was thankfully no longer jailbait, but I was barely 18 and just coming off of a breakup and did not have the nerve to go talk to him. But skip ahead 7 years. 2003.
7 years. Okay.
This is now 2003, and crap, I just dropped my iPad. I'll get it later. I'm invited to a fall equinox party by a friend, and it turns out that this is also a surprise birthday party for me because my birthday is September 17th. So mine's September 17th, the equinox was the 22nd. They threw it on the weekend, and voila, surprise birthday party. Well, it turns out Eric was a neighbor of the person who was throwing the party, so that he got invited to the party too. And we get introduced to each other, and he just looks at me funny for a second and goes, "Did you go to KU in the 90s, like 96, 97? Yeah. Did you live on Daisy Hill? Yeah. Were you at this particular party in this particular dorm for Halloween?" I was like, okay, my stranger than fiction meter is starting to tick up here. Yeah, I was there. Were you wearing this black cocktail dress with a veil? And excuse me, what? Stranger than fiction meter goes boing. Yeah. How are you remembering all of this? He's like, I have no idea, but I remember. And we end up.
Uh-oh. We seems to have lost Miss Sydney. Okay, well, what we'll do is wait a few seconds and see if she comes back, and I will bring on Draken and we'll have a little chat.
Hey.
Things happen. This is live, right?
Yeah. I'm sure she's probably scrambling to get back on too, so we'll have to be like, it's okay.
Yeah. She'll be right back.
Fine. Yeah.
Her battery probably went dead or something. She's probably using a phone or an iPad or something, and it went dead. Or maybe the cat bit the wire. You never know.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fun when you meet somebody that is from the same area and you've been to some of the same places and had some of the same experiences.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Sandra, she says hi, sis. Hi, sis.
Oh, there's Miss Sandra. Hey,
Yep.
Sandra.
So, also, Sandra, make sure you're live because you came in a little late. So, can't stress
Sandra,
this enough.
yes. Got to be live to win the prize.
Yep. So, anyway.
Well, maybe I should talk about myself. I can do that all day long. She's back. She's back.
Oh,
There
you're
you go.
back then. Hey.
Did
I
your
got a phone
battery-
call and it kicked me out of StreamYard. Go figure.
Oh, you got a phone call. Interesting
I
side
didn't know
note.
that would happen.
I
Yeah,
didn't
that's the
either.
weird thing. It's
I
like I
did
did
not
not
either.
expect my.
That's-
Yeah, I mean,
Now
granted,
we
I'm on
know.
my phone, so
Now we know.
right.
Okay.
But anyway, so
I didn't know. I didn't know that would happen. Interesting. I thought
So
your
where are we?
battery died or something.
right.
All right. So you were just meeting. We'll see in a bit. Kraken.
Reintroduced to Eric, and we couldn't be together for a while because I was in a long-term relationship, but we stayed really great friends. Fun fact, he was the best man at my first wedding. I told you this was going to hit the cliche meter.
Okay.
So he was the best man at my first wedding because we were such good friends. When my first marriage fell apart, we were still really close friends, and he looked at me and said, you know, I'm like, okay, wait, so those phone calls way back when that were kind of towing the line, that was real? Yeah, that was real. And so we started dating, and we actually worked together for a while because we both work in IT, and I had a really high stress, really high pressure job, and a team that had been 7 people got cut down to just me. And I told my boss, look, I need help. Either you bring this guy on or you're losing me. Pick one. And so she brought him on, and we worked together for 6 months. You would think in the crucible of a high stress, high pressure situation where you're on call 24/7, you get calls at 2:00 in the morning because offshore doesn't want to do their job, et cetera, et cetera. That's the kind of thing that's going to either make or break a relationship.
So where does the glow sticks and the gathering and the shoulder rub come in?
Oh, that was it was my first time vending at Heartland. Once upon a time, I made jewelry. I had gotten into making jewelry because my dad was a gem cutter and so on and so forth. But I had done pretty well in the gem business, and I decided I was going to try to vend at Heartland. Any of you who know what Heartland Pagan Festival was know that first-time vendors don't sell diddly squat. So I was stressed out, upset, depressed, thinking, this is crap. I'm going to go drown my sorrows at the fire. So I put on a whole bunch of glow sticks, necklaces, bracelets, glow sticks, you name it, and a sarong. And I head to the fire. And I'm dancing around the fire and having a good old time. And I'm drinking from whichever gas can gets passed around. And you know about the gas can if you've been to Heartland. And I'm just living it up, having a good time and not being in the real world.
I remember Griffin's Fairy Dew Mead.
Uh-huh. And I spin myself around and start stumbling, and lo and behold, Eric is there and catches me. He's like, I think you might need to take a break from dancing for a moment. You can't stand up straight anymore. And so I decide, okay, I'll listen. And I pause for a moment, and I'm catching my breath, and the person that he's there with puts a drink in my hand, a non-alcoholic drink. Here, you need fluids. Here, drink something. And he starts rubbing my shoulders to try to get me to relax. Well, the drink ends up on the floor. Drink ends up on the ground. And I end up almost going down with it. Because he's really, really good at this. I'm standing there melting into a puddle, and I'm going, I wasn't quite ready to file for divorce yet, but I was close. And so tension is crackling. Things are, the tension is hot enough it could set you on fire.
Things are happening.
And I end up wandering back to my tent going, okay, why is my life this way? Why can't I just fix this? And that was actually when I started seriously making plans to get out of my marriage.
Sometimes we have to get the Tower card for things to come apart before we can move forward to the next chapter of our lives, whatever that may be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The Tower has actually been a big part of my life.
Yeah.
I tend to learn my lessons in the School of Hard Knocks. And the Tower is a big part of that.
You also had another experience at Camp Gaia where you ended up wet.
Oh, is this the dancing in the rain at GGG thing?
This is the inflatable mattress.
Oh, yes. Same deal. Same place, same day.
I heard about that year, by the way. That's like an infamous year. Like, they still talk about that year. I was not there for that year, but tell the story.
Okay, so we're at GGG. And I'm a successful jewelry vendor at GGG. I was successful at GGG for several years.
By the way, GGG stands for Gaia Goddess Gathering.
Correct. And this was back when Gaia Goddess Gathering was at Gaia Retreat Center.
Mm-hmm.
They have since moved to the Shrine Camp in Southern Missouri, and it's a wonderful thing. But this was back when they were still at Camp Gaia. And we were all set up, and it was about halfway through the festival. It started raining. And raining, and raining, and raining, and raining, and raining, and raining. We were in good enough spirits that we decided, you know what? We're going to go out in the middle of the fire circle and dance in the rain. So we go out parading around and dance in the rain and do our thing. And it keeps raining, and it keeps raining, and it keeps raining. And by the time we all go to bed, we wake up in the middle of the night, and literally there's so much rain in our tent that our mattress is floating. Uh-huh. Our mattress is actually floating on like 4 inches of water in the tent. We called it the SS Minnow.
You're in that low area.
Uh-huh.
Probably at the bottom of the hill.
No, weirdly enough, we were camped up on the ridge.
Really? Wow.
There must have been
a little slump in the...
I think we were in like a dip on the ridge.
A dip, yeah.
But we were up on the ridge. So this was a very shocking thing. And we were like, okay, how are we going to get out of this?
Wake up floating. What's happening?
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe music can alter weather or consciousness, or both?
Both. I'm actually proof that it can do both.
How's that?
Well, go back to that year at Heartland when I was the first year I was a vendor. I was there with a business partner, and she had a family emergency and had to take off the date. Like, I think she took off on Saturday. And I was not thrilled about having to pack down everything on my own and, da-da-da-da-da. And I sat down in Bardic Circle facing, facing west. And I didn't realize I was facing west at the time because I got directions turned around up at Bardic Circle all the time. I was facing west, and I was singing my anger out of me. The first song that came to my head was Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah.
Mm.
And so I'm just singing this out, just getting this energy out of me. No more than an hour later, everybody's racing to batten down their hatches because a tornado's coming through. And straight line winds of 70 miles an hour.
Mm.
And I'm like, I hope that wasn't me, but it probably was me. And then several years later, when we went to PSG in 2016, it was so hot because PSG had been flooded out the last 2 years. So the weather witches had overcorrected, let's say. And it was so hot and so sunny and like 110 degrees any given day.
Mm.
And I was dying because I'm susceptible to heat stroke.
Mm. I don't like the heat either.
So I stood there outside our camp and I faced west and I started singing Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah, figuring, you know what? If this is a real thing, we're going to do this. 10 minutes later, clouds start rolling in, thunder starts rumbling. Eric is coming back from a workshop and hears me singing, immediately goes into our camp and starts battening down hatches.
He knows
And
that's
people-
your weather magic song.
And people are looking at him like he has lost his mind. Why are you battening down? Why are you closing up? It's hot. What are you doing? He's like, trust me. Give it 10 minutes. 10 minutes. The wind picks up. The clouds roll in. The temperature cools off by 10, 15 degrees and the rain starts coming down.
Wow.
So, yeah.
You're not the first person, by the way, to tell stories about singing and performing and conjuring the weather.
It's a regular thing with me by now.
Yeah. Yeah.
The funny thing is I have a theory.
Mm.
The universe runs on frequencies, vibrational frequencies. Music
Absolutely.
is a vibrational frequency. When you imbue that frequency with intention, it changes things.
Of course.
I have no doubt that this is actually a thing.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. I have a whole workshop I teach on it.
Mm-hmm. There's a reason one of my signature songs is called Storm Rider.
There it is.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, tell us about the time you sang at Carnegie Hall.
Oh, wow. You're going in the Wayback Machine. Same summer as the UVA workshop.
So 96.
Summer of 1996. I graduated high school. I was in the honors choir at this point. And we had been invited to perform at Carnegie Hall as part of a composer's release of his newest opus. And so we'd been rehearsing this for a while and whatnot and so forth. And as a collective, after like the day after graduation, we all got on a plane and went to New York City. And we got to spend like 4 or 5 days in New York and, you know, doing dress rehearsals and so on and so forth. And, you know, we actually performed at Carnegie Hall and I was one of the ones on the solo descant. And I forget, I wish I could remember the name of the composer because it was a name I had never heard of at the time and probably never hear of again because modern classical music is not my lane. It's not something I've kept up with. So, but it was a phenomenal experience to be standing on that stage as a 17-year-old kid, standing on the stage at Carnegie Hall.
It's very cool.
Yeah. Chills. Absolute chills. That place where so many incredible artists have performed. It was just magic.
But you almost didn't make it?
That's true. I didn't. fun story. I mentioned I was the one that got bullied a lot and picked on in high school. I was kind of the loner. And I overslept the alarm to make it to, we were performing at the Harvard Club before we performed at Carnegie. And so I overslept the alarm so I'd be ready when we were all supposed to leave for the Harvard Club. And I wake up and everyone's gone. Everybody's gone.
Whoops.
I'm going, oh, crap. Here I am, a 17-year-old kid in New York City for the first time. And my entire group has just left me behind. And it's like 20 blocks from the hotel down 7th Avenue to the Harvard Club. Well, the phone in my room rings. And I pick up, and it's our choir director, who is beside himself with worry, wondering where the heck I have been. I'm like, apparently nobody bothered to wake me up because I was asleep. He's like, okay, stay there. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of the Harvard Club. And I look at it and I'm like, are you kidding me? I am not missing the Harvard Club. Give me 20 minutes. Give me 15 minutes. I'll be there. And I hang up. He's still protesting, not wanting a 17-year-old girl from the Midwest walking through New York alone.
Yeah.
I got dressed and put on my bitch face and marched myself down 7th Avenue and made it to the Harvard Club. And
because you put on your bitch face.
Put on my bitch face and nobody bothered me. And
that's hysterical.
I walk into the Harvard Club and my poor choir director is pale as a sheet, sweating bullets, going, oh my God, I can't believe you did that. Don't ever do that again. He's like, what was I going to tell your parents if something happened to you?
So bringing it back to today now, how often do you perform now?
It has been there have been ebbs and flows into how often I perform. When I was about a year ago or so, I was actually in 3 different bands and my schedule was absolutely insane. I was booking for the Crossroad Convergence, like a gig a month. And then 2 other bands had popped up and I burned out. I just flat out neurodivergent burnout hit me like a freight train. And then, so for a while, I actually haven't performed since December. My last performances were a couple of Christmas holiday themed shows.
I'm sorry, you make it sound like it was ancient history. I haven't performed since December. Like, that is like so much better than me.
Fun fact, my brain tries very hard not to remember those shows in December. I'm not sure why, but my brain tries very hard not to remember them. Before that, my last performance was March of 25 at Paganicon. So it's been a hot minute.
Yeah, me too. They're far and few between, but like I said at the beginning of the show, that changes this year.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, let's chat a bit about your recordings. So tell us about Penumbra.
Okay, so Penumbra was the original debut album that we recorded with the Crossroad Convergence. Obviously, there are all sorts of, there's all sorts of hoops and challenges and whatnot putting an album together. It ended up being, if I remember right, 12 or 13 songs. 4 of them are ones that I actually wrote. Storm Rider, Stairway, Stay With Me. Apparently I had a thing for S's at this point in my career. And Gravity. These weren't overtly pagan songs. These were songs that, as Crossroad Convergence, we didn't want to force ourselves, even though every single one of us was a pagan, every single one of us was a witch. We didn't want to force ourselves into any boxes. We just wanted to write what we wanted to write.
I gotcha.
And so what came out of that album was actually some really beautiful music that I'm still very proud of.
We don't have time to go into every song, but tell us about Storm Rider, since you brought that up earlier, like what that song is about.
So, like I said, the tower has been a continual theme in my journey, and I have a pretty strong relationship to it. I actually have a wand that was custom made for me that was made based on the tower. So the tower figures large in a lot of my workings and a lot of my journey. So Storm Rider was initially inspired by one of those Kansas spring thunderstorms rolling in at night, but evolved and merged with that tower energy and became both. It's kind of both this microcosmic anecdotal storytelling song, but also a larger bring the whole thing down and bring justice for everyone song. Nice. I am the Storm Rider and I will bring the false towers down.
Wow. Powerful imagery.
Yeah.
So if you're paying attention, Sydney is donating a digital music download of Storm Rider to the Arcane Treasures giveaway at the end of the show. If you want to enter, all you have to do is type #light. That's scrolling at the bottom of the screen here, #light into the YouTube comments now, and you'll be entered for the drawing. All right, so Penumbra, Stormwind, Stairwell, Stay With Me, Gravity, and then you had an EP?
Yeah. The EP is from way back. Like 2012, 2013 was when I self-produced Kundalini. Kundalini was, I had great ambitions of it being a full album, but I only ended up getting 4 songs done with the time I had, because when you're juggling a full-time day job and a marriage and aging parents at the time and this and that and the other thing,
life happens.
You don't end up with a whole lot of time to be creative.
Yeah.
So Kundalini was a 4-song EP that my dear friend Susan Walter did the cover art for. I don't remember if I sent you the cover art for that or not, but it was this beautiful rainbow fruit of life. Ooh. Flower of life.
Very nice.
And I mean, it was just gorgeous. I loved it to death. And it has more of the spiritual, pagan themed, the spiritual, magical, esoteric stuff than anything with Crossroad Convergence. Crossroad Convergence was much more grounded in tangible day-to-day life, if that makes any sense. But
yeah,
yes,
cool.
Kundalini's out there. I actually sing the original version of Stairway was on Kundalini, and we remixed it with Crossroad Convergence for Penumbra, and it actually it evolved into one of my favorite songs that we did with Crossroad Convergence. Kundalini, the title track, is one that I have sung at several different festivals over the years. And I do it, it's a little different because when I perform it live, I do it with a tongue drum instead of, the way I usually do with my keyboard or with, some other thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually been really fun because it took me a while to actually find the right tongue drum for it. And finally at PSG 2023, I think, 23. The tongue drum came to me through a friend I'd made over there. And so I started performing Kundalini again.
Nice. Hey, it's time for you to share some of your lyrics with us.
Okay,
so,
give me 1 second. I'll grab the iPad that I
you
dropped.
Down to share with us The Last Fire.
Ah, yes. Let me grab that. Go away.
Just let me know when you're ready.
The Last Fire. This is the one. This is one I owe Lori Sherman credit for. She deserves equal credit for these lyrics, and the inspiration came from when Heartland was ending, and so this was written about the time of the last Heartland Pagan Festival.
Which is so sad to me. I wish it would have
Yes.
never ended. I loved Heartland.
Yeah,
I really did.
Heartland was so many people's, at least in the Midwest and in the Kansas City area in particular, it was so many people's home festival.
Yeah. Well, I came from Florida all the way up there to go to Heartland, you know.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. All right, I give you the stage. Take it away.
Okay. We sparkle and shine in the last fire's glow. We're saying goodbye, but for how long, we don't know. But the drums are still calling, and the night is not gone. So we'll dance till the morrow, till the last fire is done. All hail the drummers. All hail the dancers. All hail the fire horde, till the last light of the fire meets the first light of the dawn. We will dance till the morrow, until the last fire's done. Stars above, earth below, we dance between worlds in the last fire's glow, until the last embers are smoldering, until the last drum beats its mournful song. We will dance till the morrow, through the tears, through the sorrow. We will dance till the morrow, till the last fire's done. What is remembered lives forever, merry part but never gone. In our hearts we will remember, and the dance will carry on. In our dreams we will still hear the calling of the drums. Our souls will dance till the morrow, until the last fire is done.
That's beautiful. Oh, I can see the people.
Yeah.
I can see the fire. I can see the bonfire down in the field.
Mm-hmm.
Merchant circle.
Yep.
I can see it all. Even the new shower houses that they eventually put in, because I was there before they had those, and it was not a fun experience.
Yeah.
The water was like negative 40 degrees, and there were no walls. You were out.
Although in a really hot year,
hello
those
sunshine,
could be lifesavers.
Hello 40-degree shower water.
Right.
Yeah, they got those nice showers, and it was like, you know. Anyway, I have a lot of good memories from there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful tribute to Heartland.
It's
okay.
It's meant to be done with it's actually meant to be done with drums behind it.
Oh, I can totally hear that. Yeah, that'd work out great.
If I ever record it, I'm gonna try and get a hold of Casey Drum Tribe to record on it with me.
Nice. Make it happen.
Yeah.
Chop chop. This is the year. Fire
I'm
horse
too, so
yeah, I'm a horse.
Yep.
So now you've got City Witch.
Yep.
Okay. Go for it.
City Witch came from, at least in my encounters in pagan circles growing up, I say growing up, but growing into myself spiritually as a witch, there was a lot of, well, you have to be out in the country. You have to be out in the middle of nowhere on 20 acres and have a circle and a blah, 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 blah. Not so much for me. I live in the city. I've always lived in the city, and I've learned how to make things work as a city witch.
Sure.
And so this is kind of a tribute to all of us hood witches.
Did you just say hood?
I did say hood witches.
I love it. That's great.
Where my hood witches at?
All right, let's hear City Witch.
All right. Everybody thinks witches live out in the woods, making magic in the middle of nowhere. Sometimes that's true, but there are other witches who make our magic in the hood. We dance to urban beats and live our lives on city streets. Make no mistake, our work is just as good. I'm a city witch. Downtown hoodoo, that thing that you do, straight melting pot metal when your home is your temple, in the center of it all, hiding in plain sight, unafraid of the night. I walk tall up in this bitch, 'cause I'm a city witch. Between the moon and the city, between the moon and the street lights, working 9 to 5 just to stay alive. I make my magic when my time is right. I can't always follow the stars, but I know where they are. I honor the old gods while I'm cruising in my car. I got crystals in my office because the wildwood's too far. I celebrate high holidays at the grotto I made in my tiny backyard, 'cause I'm a city witch.
That's a fun one. I like it.
It'll be a lot of fun when I get that done, because it's gonna have some of that urban beat behind it.
I first got into paganism and Wicca when I was in college at Berklee College of Music in Boston, Massachusetts. So I was in the middle of the city, and my teacher was in the city. He actually had a beautiful, magnificent garden in the city garden called Fenway Gardens. And when people would get rid of plots, he would get the next one. I think at the end he had like 3 plots, and he wasn't supposed to have that many, I don't think, but he did. And he was doing fairy gardening in the middle of the city garden. He had these giant quartz crystal generators that he was planting in the garden in, geometrical figures, pentagrams, etc. He was growing things in his garden in downtown Boston that weren't supposed to grow there. And they were annuals, and they were coming back as perennials. Also, I have a very fond memory when I was training. There was a cherry tree in one of his gardens, and it was in full bloom. It was spring, and this hive of bees had moved in, but they were the type of bees that they burrow. So they had made a hive in below the roots of the tree.
Oh, wow.
And he made me sit in a lotus position at the entrance to that burrow where the bees were coming and going, and meditate on the hum of the bees.
Oh, wow.
And I tranced out big time on the hum of the hive of the bees. And the bees were coming and going, and they were landing on me and everything. I did not get stung one time.
I believe it.
And beautiful, blossoms above me because it was springtime when it happened. But I have fond memories of Fenway Gardens, in training, and in the middle of downtown Boston, So, and you don't even need a garden. Like, you can have a potted plant and still connect. The point is life is everywhere.
Yep.
Life is everywhere. It's all around us. And if everything is truly sacred, that means the air is sacred too.
Exactly.
Everything is sacred. All is one. So you can tune in, you can tap in to center, to the light, to the gods, to the goddess, anywhere you are and anytime.
Yep.
And that's what I have to say about that. So I love your song.
Thank you.
I love it. I love it. Hey, and you are lucky for watching right now, because we got a special surprise for you that's never happened on the Alexian Show ever. You have stuck long with us into the show. And so Sydney is also giving everyone watching 25% off anything they'd like to purchase at the Bandcamp. You simply go to crossroadconvergence.bandcamp.com and enter the code Alexian25, and you'll get 25% off anything. This has never happened on the show before, so thank you so much for gifting our viewers such an amazing opportunity to get to know you and your music. Again, that's crossroadconvergence.bandcamp.com, and the coupon code is Alexian25, all one word, all lowercase. Thank you so much. So besides Bandcamp, where can viewers find out more about you and your music?
I do most of my stuff. I'll upload videos to YouTube on occasion when I can. I have trouble. I'm terrible about staying focused enough to keep posting and promoting and whatever all the time. But I spend a lot of time I'm on Facebook, I'm on Blue Sky, I'm on YouTube. I forget where
There's
else.
a lot of music information also on pagansong.com
Yes.
about you, which is at pagansong.com/about-Sydney-Michael. Let's do that again. Pagansong.com about-Sydney-Michael. Gotta have fun with it. But yeah, there's a bunch of information on there about you, and you have blog posts that you've written for Pagan Song, just like I have, that you can look up and find out more about her music and her stuff. I got so many slides here, I'm jumbling. Also, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell. So, Sydney, have you ever written a song that felt like it was written through you instead of by you?
Yeah, I have. Kundalini was one of those songs. Storm Rider was one of those songs. Actually, several of my songs end up being like, I think partially because I'm neurodivergent, I struggle to sit down and like make myself write songs. But when they pop into my head almost complete and like download,
It's like a download.
I have to scribble them down. And that's usually where my best songs come from.
I think we're contractually obligated to scribble them down.
Yes. Scribbling is a requirement.
I think that that's why we're here.
Mm-hmm.
That's why
I actually have a separate, being, City Witch, being IT person, I do as much as I can digitally. Just, I save paper for when I really need to throw some energy into it. But I keep a separate note on my iPad and my iPhone and whatever for lyric snips.
Yep.
So that just when 5 or 6 lines come to me, I just go type them up.
I'm a tech witch myself. And in fact, I teach songwriting. I have a degree in songwriting from Berkeley, and I teach my students to start a Google Doc and free write into that Google Doc 10 minutes a day, every day. Just free write with no intention. But what happens is over years of free writing into a Google Doc, guess what? It's searchable.
Yeah.
And you can find all sorts of stuff that you have written and pull the imagery from said free writing and throw them into songs. It's the online cloud is an invaluable tool for a creative, because no matter where you are, there it is. It's on your phone, it's on your iPad, it's on a computer. You could be on a unfamiliar computer on the other side of the world. It's still with you, right? I love it. When you sing, do you feel like you're channeling something or creating something?
A little of both. Because there's absolutely, yes, the channeling thing of like when I was up in the loft, in the backstage loft, singing for myself, I could almost see the energetic tendrils of my voice coming out of my mouth and floating off into the distance. And so there's I never really analyzed whether that was coming through me or from me. But thinking about it, it was kind of both. Because the energy comes through you, but it also comes from you, because your voice is unlike anyone else's. and your being is unlike anyone else's.
That's right.
And so when it comes through, everyone has a connection, and it comes through the connection, but you also contribute to it. It is impacted by you. And that synthesis is part of what makes it so special.
Yep. Have you ever felt guided by like an ancestor, deity, or unseen presence in your creative work?
Yeah, I have. A project I have on the back burner is the almost cliche pagan artist album of Wheel of the Year songs.
Ah.
Because I got whacked upside the head with a download of like 25 or 30 tracks.
Wow.
About Wheel of the Year stuff. And I'm going, okay, this is too much. I need to take this in pieces. Okay. I'm going to store as much of this as I can, but I'm going to need smaller pieces to digest, please. And thank you. So I'm slowly working.
Put it in the cloud.
Right? Put it in the cloud.
You know, I write songs in my sleep. I'm always telling people this, and I'll roll over in the middle of the night and go, and then I wake up the next morning and I'm like, what the did I just say? You know? But sometimes the translation makes it through and I'm like, oh, and I type it up the next morning, you know, over coffee, but I'll record it in the middle of the night on my phone, just talking. And now, of course, we have talk and it types it for you, you know. And don't even get me started on AI, you know.
Yeah, let's not.
Notes for you, you know, etc. So how do you ground yourself after a powerful performance experience?
The best way, I mean, okay, it kind of varies from one performance to another, but really the best way I have to ground after a performance is go hang out at a restaurant and have something really good to eat.
Yep. Food
just
always
like we
does
used to
it.
do
Ground.
after theater. Just like the theater nerds after a show.
Yep.
Go to Denny's and get yourself some mozzarella sticks and stay there till 3 o'clock in the morning. But there's also like, if I'm performing at a festival, those can get really intense, especially one of those festivals where you're camping out, you have your own campsite and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
I will usually, after a performance there, go back to my camp or go back to whatever spot feels right, take off my shoes and stand barefoot on the ground, or sit on the ground, or go hug a tree or something and just breathe.
Victor and I like to camp away from the drum circle and go to bed, well, in gathering terminology, early, and listen to the drums in the distance. It just lulls you to sleep, you know, and the smell of the burning bonfire and oh, it's awesome. I just love it. So what did you just finish?
That's a good question. Because I've kind of, since December, I've kind of been on a pause in terms of music because the weather got really weird, of course. And so we've had some really warm days and whatnot, and we've been planting our garden. So that's been focus number one when I'm not at work or doing other things, has been get the garden ready, get the garden ready, get the garden ready. As in terms of music projects, I've been lazy. I haven't had a chance to finish anything super recently, but the last music project I finished, I think was, the last song I finished was definitely It's a Beautiful Day.
Nice. And what are you working on now? Like what's your next step?
Possibly I have a dream of forming a jazz band, an actual jazz band, which Fedora has come and gone a little bit. I need to I need to get back to actually focusing on getting that off the ground. I actually kind of prefer working with other musicians. I prefer being part of a band. I can do solo work, but it's not where I'm most comfortable.
Gotcha.
So I'm looking for at this point I'm probably going to be looking for people to collaborate with and hopefully form a new group.
Cool. And tell us about Resistance.
Resistance is potentially the future, a future album and or EP. I'm with everything that's going on in the world, with the world basically going completely insane. There's a lot of energy in that, a lot of wanting to push back against all the crap that's happening.
Yeah, sure.
And so I've got a ton of inspiration and songs and whatnot that are coming out of that drive. Because in addition to everything else, I'm a bit of a legal and political policy wonk. So it is a heck of a time to have a special interest in geopolitics right now. To have a neurodivergent special interest in geopolitics right now is torture, to be completely honest.
And then Mercury's in retrograde, but we're not going to talk about it.
No, we're not. Nope.
So moving on. Just
right.
a reminder, this is an interactive show. Type your questions into chat and don't go away because we'll be right back to have a little fun with Sydney after this short sponsor break.
Are you ready to elevate your brand and connect with a dynamic and growing community? We invite pagan-minded businesses and services to sponsor our live YouTube show where your brand can shine. Visit alexianmusic.com/sponsor to explore this exciting opportunity. Imagine your logo taking center stage, just like our other esteemed sponsors. Join us in celebrating our shared passions and reach a dedicated audience. We can't wait to welcome you on board. Our sponsors for today's show are... Have you heard of paganmusic.com? It's a site run by Alexian and his husband Victor, who have been championing pagan music for over 30 years. They founded Earth Tone Studios in 1993 and took their support online in 1997 at paganmusic.com. They're now liquidating their stock, and some items have turned into rare collector's pieces. After the liquidation, they plan to evolve paganmusic.com into a resource hub, continuing their dedication to all pagan recording artists. Today, paganmusic.com is excited to donate a $25 cart checkout coupon for the Arcane Treasures Giveaway at the end of the show. We hope it brings the winner some joyous pagan shopping. Today's show is also proudly sponsored by Alexian's official website as pagan recording artist, alexianmusic.com, where you can explore a world of pagan music and artistry. At alexianmusic.com, you'll discover a treasure trove of resources, including music recordings, online courses, as well as the Cool Cats community. Join him for bonfire bardic circles, magical spells, recipes, rituals, daily tarot videos, spiritual discussions, pentacle parties, songwriting classes, book swaps, meditations, and so much more. Be part of the fun and enrich your spiritual journey. Today, Alexian is offering a complimentary Rooted Kitten ongoing membership to the Coven of Cool Cats in the giveaway. This $4 per month membership grants you access to his vibrant and growing community. Alexian is also including a limited edition Alexian Show fridge magnet up for grabs during the Arcane Treasures Giveaway at the end of the show. Don't miss your chance to snag this unique collectible and be part of the Alexian adventure. Our sponsors funded today's show, covering equipment, streaming software, and staff. Please support them as they support us. And now let's get back to the show.
You know, Sydney, it's all about the magnet. It's all about the fridge magnet.
Yes.
Oh, they're fun. They're fun. It's that time. Are you ready for the rapid fire questions?
Go for it.
Get your pencil and paper ready. There's only 3 questions. Jot down your instinct and we'll go from there. Okay?
All right.
Here we go. Sydney, cats or ravens? And why? Cats or ravens and why? Jot it down. Don't answer now. Cats or ravens and why? Second question. If you could sing anywhere in the world, where would it be and why? If you could sing anywhere in the world, where would it be and why? And I particularly love this third question. If your aura had a flavor, what would it taste like? If your aura had a flavor, what would it taste like? Wait to hear that answer. All righty. Time is up. Sydney, cats or ravens?
You know, I was originally going to go with ravens, but I got to say cats.
And why?
Because, well, first of all, it's a challenge to cuddle a raven. That's just not happening.
Oh, I can hear all the raven people going, no, that's not true. But I'm a cat person, so I'm sticking with you.
Yeah. But also cats, and I admit a bias because I've had cats as magical companions for most of my adult life. So cats are incredible companions. If you know how to talk to them, if you know how to communicate with them, they understand you. They really do.
Yes, I am a cat whisperer. Cats that are not supposed to come out because they're too scared and they hide, they come right up to me and jump on my lap.
Eric is that way too.
Yeah, it's really weird and I love it, but it's true. It's because my boss is my matron goddess. You know, I'm a cat person. She claimed me and I am hers, and that's the end of it. Question 2. If you could sing anywhere in the world, where would it be?
So I have 2 answers for this.
Okay.
One with an audience and one whether there's an audience or not.
Okay. I get it.
With an audience, I would love to go back to Carnegie Hall.
Oh, nice. Make it happen.
Yes. Whether there's an audience or not, Stonehenge.
I sang a little bit there. Just a little bit.
Yeah, that just feels like it would be so magical.
Have you been there?
No, I haven't.
There is a picture. In fact, it was I think that picture was in the sponsor break. Victor and I traveled there. And all I can say is this, I'll sum it up because I could go on and on. The energy is so thick in the air, you could slice it. It's just, and you get drunk. You literally are high just from walking through the area. You're sensitive. Obviously, there are people that won't pick up on it, but like Victor and I were just like, and we have pictures of us and video, and we're like, It's so true. But yes, I would love to go to sing inside an Egyptian pyramid.
Oh.
With or without an audience.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Just that reverberation, the reverb, and
the acoustics,
energy, the acoustics, but also the energy of that, pyramid. Whew, gives me goosebumps just thinking about it. Yeah. All right, I can't wait to hear this one. Number 3, if your aura had a flavor, What would it taste like?
Bunny Tracks ice cream.
Bunny Tracks. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I think I'd have to go with strawberry banana.
Yeah, that tracks. That tracks.
Those are so much fun. All right, everyone watching, we teased this at the beginning of the show. How did you, Sydney, lose your memory? Tell us the whole story.
Okay, so our story begins with basically normal teenage drama of relationships and whatnot and so forth. I had been through a lot. I had flunked out of college the first try. I had, I'd gotten in an accident that wasn't my fault, but I still got my driving privileges revoked because car insurance and other assorted nonsense. So I had, really no way to move anywhere. I was living with my parents. I was like 18, 19, no, close to 19. And I was falling into a really deep depression. I didn't know it at the time, but I was falling into a really deep depression. And then to this day, I cannot remember the exact event that triggered this, but at some point mentally I broke, and the energy that surged through me, because I was on a chat at the time. I was on my computer online in a chat at the time. The energy that surged through me as my brain broke fried the motherboard of my PC. Literally, I had an iMac.
I believe you.
Fried the whole motherboard of the iMac. It wouldn't even power on, and I passed out. The next day, the next day I woke up. I literally could not remember anything. Couldn't remember who I was. Couldn't remember what my name was. I'm in my childhood bedroom that I've lived in for, my entire life up to this point, except when I was in the dorms. And I'm looking up going, where am I? Okay, more to the point, who am I? And I was a teenager at the time. And so for some reason, I was keeping my purse on the floor next to my bed. And I roll over, I reach up, and I sit up and I pick up my purse. And I'm like, for some reason, I knew this was a purse. And I was going to be able to find at least my name in it. So I pull up my purse, I pull out my wallet, and I look at my own driver's license to tell myself my own name.
Wow.
Yeah. So everything wasn't gone. But enough was gone that I didn't know who I was.
Was this after a car wreck?
It was actually 3 or 4 months after the car wreck.
But it was after a car wreck, yeah.
Yeah. I haven't really tied it to the car wreck because it was so long after the car wreck.
It could have still been connected. Yeah. But continue.
Entirely possible. And so I'm flipping through, and I'm flipping through stuff in my purse, and I find the phone number of my, at this point, former fiance, who was still one of my best friends. I didn't recognize who he was to me, but I figured if his name and phone number are in my purse, he's got to be important. So I call him, and I tell him, I just woke up and I don't know who the hell I am. And so I'm not, to give you an idea, our brains were both strange enough that he takes this in stride. And it's like, okay, so we're going to walk you through basics to, get you through day to day. Here's this. And I just walk through life for about 2 months faking that I know who I am. Because, I mean, there was no physical pain. There was no physical injury.
That long.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm just walking through life, sort of getting used to the fact that, you know, I have a name, I have a driver's license, I have a life, blah, blah, blah. And eventually some things start coming back to me. I had the break was at the beginning of June. And then by late July, things were starting to come back.
Interesting. And you remember not remembering.
Yeah, that's always been incredibly weird to me, is, you know, when everything came back, and not everything came back. That's the fun thing, is not everything came back. But enough came back that, yeah, okay, I know who I am, and I'm able to fully function in the world. But
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I do distinctly remember that period of not remembering. And remembering that after I calmed down and got kind of used to it, it felt freeing in a way.
Interesting.
Because if you don't remember who you are.
Can you see this scar over my eyebrow right here?
Mm-hmm.
A little bit. They did a good job patching me up. It's where I kissed the windshield in Kansas City, Kansas. It was actually Overland Park, Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
I used to live there when I was singing and dancing the second year. But a dump truck pulled out in front of me.
Ooh.
And totaled my Trans Am.
Oh,
I had mentioned earlier. And I kissed the windshield and threw myself in front of my passenger, which was my dresser from Worlds of Fun. And it was bad. It was really bad. But I had amnesia for 24 hours. I had no idea who I was. I had no idea who these people were that they were releasing me into the care of, which were my friends. And I remember leaving the hospital and blood's dripping down my face. But they're like, "You're okay. You're okay. You're okay." Found out later it was a city dump truck that pulled out in front of me, and they took me to a city hospital. Convenient. I had amnesia and had blood dropping down my forehead, and they released me. But long story short, I got past it, but I remember not remembering, and it's weird.
It is. It is the weirdest thing.
It's so weird. Yeah. Wow. And I totally believe you frying your computer, because when I get frantic, which doesn't happen very often, I'm very smooth sailing. But when I hit that point as an Aries, I'm like, you know, like I just blow up I'm like a volcano that explodes, right? And
funny
here comes Victor, my lovely husband. Here he comes with the incense, and he's smudging me because my computer will crash.
Yep.
When I get, my computer will crash, and he'll come and smudge me in the computer, and it comes back on again. True story. It's happened like 3 or 4 times in my life. You can ask Victor, my husband. It's true. So, you know, we emit electromagnetic energy as humans. I mean, think about, you know, when they do brain scans or cardio, you know, the pads that read your heartbeat and stuff. They're not measuring movement. They're measuring electromagnetic energy that's coming from your mind and from your heart, right? So we're emitting those vibes all around us in our aura all the time. And a computer is electronic. Of course, it's going to like be affected if it's a big pulse, right? So I totally believe you. Totally.
Yeah, it was a wild ride.
Wow, but months, that's a long time. Well, I'm glad you're all better now. All right, you've been watching. The moment has finally arrived. It is time for the Arcane Treasures Giveaway. Just type #light into the YouTube comments to enter. So far, we have 2 entries. Count them. 1, 2. So if you are watching live, which we warned you about many times, type light, hashtag light, into the comments below, and we'll see who's going to win in just a minute. But before we draw, it's your last chance for karma points. Spank that like button, subscribe, and poke the bell. You've got 1 minute to type hashtag light into the YouTube comments. Draken, remind our viewers what they could win.
All right. Somebody is about to win a digital music download from Sydney Michael, a $25 card coupon for paganmusic.com, a free ongoing membership to Alexian's Cool Cats community, and an Alexian Show limited edition fridge magnet. Enter to win. Just type hashtag light into the YouTube channel.
It's all about that magnet, I'm telling you. All right, 25 seconds. We still have only 2 entries. 25 seconds. Who's going to win today? We're going to know in 15.
Yep.
I'm excited. I again thank you, Sydney, for offering such a special, awesome deal for the 25% off everything on your website. That is amazing.
It is.
Time is up. Here we go.
All
Good
right.
luck, everybody. Let me get the cameras right here. Here we go. Natasha! Congrats to Natasha for winning our Arcane Treasures giveaway. Please email me directly at lordalexian@gmail.com to claim your treasures. I want to express a heartfelt thank you to both my guests and sponsors today. Sydney, seriously, thank you so much for joining us and making this show special. And for you watching, if you missed our previous episodes, you can catch the replays, so be sure to check them out. Draken and I will be back next month for episode 26, featuring Bellamy Black on April 5th. Have a wonderful, fabulous day, and we'll see you then. Boss blessings. Bye, everyone.
Later.
Later, alligator. After what?
After what? Dial.